Alright guys, so today we're going to be removing front wheel bearing on a BMW X5 E70 model. Alright, so these are the model types. If you're referring to, you don't know which one, this is the E70 right here. So you'll be doing the front wheel bearing. First thing you know, as you're going to know, you have to remove the tire first of all. Then you're going to remove this guy here. This is a 36 right here, so you're definitely going to need some power to get this guy off. And 36 deep socket 12 point is the one for this. 12 point 36 millimeters to get this main nut off. So some of the things that you need to remove to get to this wheel bearing, as you know, the disc needs to come off. The disc is going to be a 6 Allen key to get this bolt out. The brake caliper needs to come off, and not much of the suspension needs to come off. One of the main things that needs to come off is this guy here. This link needs to come off. This right here, get this off, and then you're going to have to remove these two bolts here. These are 5mm Allen keys, and as well as the, I don't know if you can see it from the back here, you should be able to see it, would be the ABS cable right down here. Okay, these are all 5mm Allen keys. Alright, so on to the next one. First thing you're going to get out of here is going to be the caliper right here, and these are going to be E18s. So these are E-sockets. The external ones are called T-sockets, but these are E-sockets, so E18s. And you got two E18 bolts at the back here, one here and one down here. So you're going to need this got to come off, get this guy off, and then we're going to proceed from there. Right, so the caliper is out of the way. One of the easiest things to do if you get a set of bungee cords, just hook it in there, wrap it around the spring. Two bolts are out, 5mm are out, as well as the ABS wire. And then you loosen, like I mentioned, you loosen the link. Well, you got to pull it out as well. Okay, so next thing after this, you're going to come here and get this guy out. Get the 6mm out, get the disc off, and then we're going to tackle the 4 bolts at the back for the bearing. Okay, so the disc is off. You're going to notice the 4 bolts, one, this guy at the bottom here, and at the bottom here. So it's always wise to get some wire brushes, get trooper wire brushes, and you notice the 4 bolts right here. Clean them up, right? Get the dust off, because what's going to happen is that if you don't clean them up, when you go into removing them, you're going to get in the grooves and make it a bit difficult to come out. Some of them might even get stuck. So just clean them up. If you want, you can even apply a bit of WD-40 on it, and this thing comes off really smooth. So what you're going to be using to get this guy out is going to be a combination of a few things. You got this right here, sockets. So these are M12s. Alright, so this is the long one, and this is the short one. And you can use either, whichever works for you, but I like to use the long one, especially for the top right corner at the back here, this guy right here. But usually the short one works for the other 3. Alright, so but the short one works either way, but you're gonna need M12. So these are the ones that you need, M12. Alright, so the short M12 works. I mean, like I said, you can use both of them. As you can see, this guy is out already. I'm just taking this guy out. Like I mentioned, you remove the caliper, then you also remove the link. These are the only this thing, and then you remove this guy right here. Okay, and then like I mentioned, you can usually get a flex head. You use the M12. You turn the steering all the way to the right to access these 2 bolts, and then you turn it back all the way to the left to access the other 2 bolts, and then you center it, and then we're going to show you what's going to happen next. So you see, so all the way to the right gives you access to these 2 bolts right here. Okay, so if you have a flex head, it works even better. M12 socket. Just about getting ready to put it back in. After the 4 bolts are out, after taking out the 4 bolts, one thing you need to do again is grab a punch, straighten up the wheel, and then you tap this a few times. But I'm putting this back on, that's why the nut is on. Tap this a few times, and then this would release the axle. And then just a rubber mallet, a few taps on this. Sometimes they usually fall out. Just a few taps and this comes off. So this is the new one. We're getting ready to put back in. Got one bolt tightened up already. Just about tightening up the other one the back there. As you can see, same concept. When you tighten in, turn the steering all the way to the left to access these two, and then turn it all the way back to the right to access the other two. When you're shooting it up, remember to put the disc back on and the caliper. Remember to put the tire back on when you're all done. It's just as simple as that.